Previously on Ace Attorney. Mr. Wright, please take me with you. I bet I could help you counsel Ellen through this piece of bad news. Athena, you're just trying to run away from Trucy, aren't you? I appreciate the offer, but you have somewhere else to be. Do I? Yes. Athena, what are you doing here? I've been looking all over for you. Come on now, let's get back to the practicing. No, wait, my body can't take it anymore. But boss, you gotta help me. A lawyer always has to keep their promises, Athena. And this is not your episode to be a sidekick in. But boss, I really like being a sidekick. No, I've got my original sidekick. I don't need you anymore. Go play with Trucy. Hello, YouTube. I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Ace Attorney and day 2 of the trial of Ellen Wyatt. On September 23rd, 8:50 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. So, the one thing we found out yesterday is that Soren was there at the crime scene. I only hope I can get some testimony from him. That'll get to the heart of the matter. Mr. Wright? Good morning, Ellen. Look, I'm afraid you might not like the result of today's trial. Nevertheless, don't tell me you're still thinking of going that route. Soren is innocent. He can't be found guilty. Take me instead. Ellen, please, try and get a hold of yourself. I believe in Soren with all my heart. So how dare you doubt him? Regardless of which one of them is found guilty today, it's going to be devastating for Ellen, isn't it? We'll just have to do everything we can. That's the best we can do, you know. The trial's about to begin, Mr. Wright. All right, let's go, Maya. Yeah. September 23rd, 9 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 6. Court is now in session. All rise. Court is back in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Let's see now, where were we? In yesterday's session, we found out about the Sprocket family's conspiracy to cover up the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury with a second reception. You called him dumbass. Because you kept muttering his name in your sleep, you imbecile. Taking advantage of our collective shock, the defense, as usual, made a nonsensical claim. Namely, that there was a third person present who struck the victim.
Objection!
Hey, don't try to make it sound like I made it all up. The defendant herself made a statement about the existence of a third person. And further investigation has only proven her statement to be true. Then I presume the defense intends to focus on proving the identity of this third person. Is that all right with you, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, Your Honor. In fact, I predict that the defense will, most likely, attempt to name Mr. Soren Sprocket as the true culprit. How did you talk in your sleep? Also, the driver during the accident that killed Mr. Sprocket's sister was the victim. Therefore, Mr. Sprocket had a motive to murder Mr. Gloomsbury. That's what you plan to assert, is it not, Mr. Wright? Might that transparent? Now, Mr. Wright, did you really think the police wouldn't uncover this information? Congrats on getting it in one, Mr. Edgeworth. But, you're wrong. Soren didn't do it. He's innocent. Miss Wyatt, please. He's innocent, I tell you. What is this, Mr. Wright? I thought your claim about the existence of a third person came from the defendant. It did. This is just a minor hiccup. Did you not discuss your strategy for today with the defendant, Mr. Wright? Starting off on the wrong foot again is seriously cutting into my lifespan. It would appear that the defense is in disarray. Therefore, the best way to clear things up is to ask Mr. Sprocket himself what happened. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Soren Sprocket to the stand. What? Very well. Bailiff, please bring Mr. Sprocket to the witness stand. I mean, wasn't Phoenix intending to call him to the stand anyway? Witness, please state your name and occupation. Really? Oh! Something written on this paper airplane. Let's see. Soren Sprocket, Managing Director of Sprocket Aviation. Mr. Sprocket, please give your answers in words, not paper airplanes. Now then, Mr. Sprocket, please tell that doubting lawyer there what really happened at the time of the crime. Well, Mr. Sprocket? Mr. Sprocket! All right. Your Honor, request permission to treat this witness as a hostile witness. You want me to talk about what happened when the crime occurred? In other words, after the first wedding reception, when Ellen and I were in the reception hall, right? Not even the power of the court can stop him from marching to the beat of his own drum. Witness testimony! What Soren remembers. I was stabbed by dumbass in the reception hall, then I collapsed to the floor. The next thing I saw was Ellen and dumbass on the Vista deck. See? Shut it. I knew Ellen was in danger, so I headed for the Vista deck. But when I got there, dumbass was already... I don't want to believe it, but it must have been Ellen. Nothing else makes sense. What? Wait just a minute here. You actually think Ms. Wyatt killed the victim? That's right. Dumbass was killed by Ellen. This is unbelievable. How can you suspect your bride, the woman you love? Objection! The truth can be cruel. Ms. Wyatt, you must be very upset. Is there anything you wish to say? Oh dear. No? Can't believe this. Soren? I thought that at least you would believe in me. The best way now to show your love for your groom is to admit to your guilt and try to atone. Soren?
Hold it!
Mr. Edgeworth, I haven't even cross-examined the witness yet. and quit picking on the clearly distraught. Yeah, that's not cool, Mr. Edgeworth. Court is where we seek the truth, and the truth is unyielding even to the truly pitiful. Mr. Edgeworth, I find it distasteful to make a lady cry. Yeah, base judge. That too, Your Honor. So what are you going to do, Nick? Going to cross-examine the hell out of him. If the third person Ellen saw on the Vista deck was Soren, then we have to prove Soren was there at the time of the murder. Don't see any obvious inconsistencies in his testimony, but we have to push forward. Cross-examination, start. I was stabbed by dumbass in the reception hall and I collapsed to the floor.
Hold it!
Please tell me everything you can about when you got stabbed. After the reception, Ellen and I were enjoying a moment alone in the reception hall. Then dumbass appeared and stabbed me. He grabbed Ellen and the timekeeper and left the reception hall. Did Mr. Gloomsbury say anything at that time? I don't remember. After I was stabbed, I was immobilized by the pain. I see. The next thing I saw was Ellen and dumbass on the Vista deck.
Hold it!
The Vista deck, huh? But it was nighttime then. Could you really see them in the darkness? The moon was out, so I could see them clearly. From the looks of it, dumbass was trying to push Ellen and the timekeeper off the side. So you saw the defendant about to be thrown off the airship, you say? That's right. In such a desperate situation, it would only be natural for her to fight for her life. And the murder weapon was right there within her grasp. This isn't going well at all. Gotta do something. Fast. I knew Ellen was in danger, so I headed for the Vista deck.
Hold it!
I understand that your bride was in danger, but were you really able to move with a stab wound to the gut? I was desperately trying to push the pain out of my mind. I see. So adrenaline kicked in and gave you strength, is that right? I don't see much of anything in this statement I can refute. That's right. I almost passed out several times as I made my way to the Vista deck. But when I got there, dumbass was already...
Hold it!
Are you absolutely sure, Mr. Sprocket, that by the time you got to the Vista deck, the murder had already been committed? Yes. But the Vista deck is just on the other side of the glass windows in the reception hall. Shouldn't you have been able to get there right away?
Objection!
Mr. Wright, have you investigated nothing? The only way to the Vista deck is to go to the hold and take the lift. Oh, really? And yes, the lift is very frickin' slow, so that seems kind of stupid. No matter how much one hurries, it would take at least 10 minutes. That's just bad design. Well, that's unhelpful. But Soren had to have gotten there before the murder, or my claim won't stand. Do you have any ideas for me, Maya? It's definitely easier to prove that someone did go to the hole than not. I mean, you can't leave anything if you don't go someplace, right? Can't leave anything. Wait a minute. I think Maya's onto something here. A lack of a certain something actually proves that Soren didn't go to the hold. What's the matter? Are you stumped already? No, I'm far from stumped, Mr. Edgeworth. I know for a fact that Mr. Sprocket didn't go to the hold. Huh. You and your paper-thin bluffs. Mr. Sprocket's bloodstain on the lift proves he went through the hold. What possible proof could you have that he did not, in fact, go through there? You want proof? You got it. You can do this, Phoenix. There's got to be proof that Soren didn't go through the hold. Well, Mr. Wright, this proves that Mr. Sprocket didn't go through the hold. Would there be? I mean, I was kind of going to use this to prove the fact that he didn't go through the hold. Damn it. Because the blood is only on the lift. Oh.
Take that!
Oh, the music didn't stop. As anyone can see from the hold entry record, there's absolutely no mention of Soren Sprocket in entering the hold. Wait, was that it? The defense asserts that Mr. Sprocket used a different route to get to the Vista deck. You can assert all you want, Mr. Wright. But can you actually prove another route exists? Can I prove the existence of another route to the Vista deck, you ask? I assume I can. I don't know. I can prove it. Even if it's just a bluff, I have to present something. Anything that could prove the existence of a faster route to the Vista deck. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Show us how Mr. Sprocket got to the Vista deck. Mr. Sprocket made for the Vista deck through here. Can I click on this?
Take that!
Mr. Wright. How could anyone get to the Vista deck through there? What if he just kind of wiggled his way through? Oh, wait a minute, the escape hatch. What if he just kind of wiggled his way through there? I'm afraid that's physically impossible, defense. Thankfully, all of your lives have regenerated in the preceding day. Now stop trying to wiggle your way out of a reasonable explanation. Sorry, Your Honor. Please let me try again. All right. Hang on. Wait. Okay, I guess this must be it.
Take that!
To save his bride from danger, Mr. Sprocket opened the escape hatch and made his way along the outside wall to the Vista deck. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket? That would certainly be a much faster route to the Vista deck.
Objection!
I'm disappointed, Mr. Wright. Is that really the best you could muster? That escape hatch is not meant to be used to get from the reception hall to the Vista deck. One slip, and that's all it would take for Mr. Sprocket to plunge to his death. I have to agree, the defense's claim is really stretching it.
Hold it!
I understand how it sounds, Your Honor. But at this point, it's too early to definitively say that he didn't go that way. Think of your granddaughter. if she was being murdered on the Vista deck, wouldn't you risk life and limb crawling along the edge of a freaking airship to get to her? Oh. So that's what you're going with then, I take it? Yes. Well, I suppose. This is real life, Mr. Wright, not some cinematic drivel or comic book. Do you have some sort of logical explanation to share that would convince us of your claim? I do. Are you sure, Nick? Kind of. I actually have nothing, so I'll just have to wing it somehow. On what do you base your theory that Mr. Sprocket made his way along the outside? My theory that he was able to go along the outside wall, despite the danger, is based on the power of love! It is a mysterious thing. Makes a young man weep, make another man sing. Change your heart into a little white dove. It's more than a feeling. It's the power of love. To save the bride he loves, the groom risked his life and rushed to her side. Mr. Sprocket was able to make it to the Vista deck despite the danger because of the power of love. The power of love? That love is a source of strength that can help one overcome any obstacle. I think I can relate, thanks to my own long, happy marriage. Wow, he actually seems to be buying it.
Objection!
The power of love, you say? That kind of a logical argument is hardly viable in a court of law. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? I'm afraid not, Mr. Edgeworth. You should never underestimate the power of love. You'll understand one day when you get, which I won't. Okay, then. Exactly what is so wrong with wishing to remain unwed? Way to set him off, Your Honor. Never mind all of this unscientific nonsense. Are you aware, Mr. Wright, that at the time of the crime, there was a huge propeller turning at full speed between the hatch and the Vista deck? Even if a person were to go outside through the hatch, they'd be blown away in an instant. Well, damn. What does your power of love get you now, Mr. Wright? A huge spinning propeller, you say? In that case, I have to admit it does seem impossible. Should have known. Nick, you can't make that kind of face in front of your client. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Right? Right. Feel like I just saw Mia looking out at me through Maya's eyes. What's wrong, Nick? Why are you gaping at me like a giant sunfish? Thank you, Maya. You just helped me remember something really important. There it is. There's that fearless smile I was looking for. Now, give us a mind-blowing theory, just like you always do. I have to turn my thinking around. Instead of wondering how Soren could have moved past that huge propeller, I have to think about what would have made it possible for him to do so. Your Honor, Mr. Wright only makes that ridiculous face when his back is pressed against the wall. Therefore, please do hurry and give your... Oh, God, now what? Mr. Edgeworth. Still far too early to discount my theory. What are you talking about? The airship's large, spinning propellers have already shredded it to pieces. But if we think a little more outside the box, I'm sure we can find a way he could have made it. Stop trying to stall, Mr. Wright, and show us how it could have been even remotely possible, if at all. I must agree with Mr. Edgeworth. Very well, Your Honor. There must have been a way, some way that Soren could have moved along the wall in spite of the propeller. Now then, Mr. Wright, what specifically would have made it possible? This is how it would have been possible for Mr. Sprocket to get through the Vista deck. Well, it's either that or that. I mean, damn and blast. Right, why? No. It's not the dry ice. We've already covered that. Oh my god, can I look at the court record? I need to look at the court record. Damn and blast. Hang on, let me look at this. No, that's in the hold. We've already established he wasn't in the hold. Oh, wait a minute. He used a hang glider or some such? Well, nuts. All right, I have a few lives to spend, so let's try the airship wasn't flying. That's not it. What allowed Mr. Sprocket to go along the outside wall in spite of the propellers is the location of the flying chapel at the time of the crime. The location of the flying chapel, but wasn't it flying high in the sky? No, Your Honor, I'm afraid it wasn't. What? Then where was it? At the time of the murder, the airship wasn't flying through the sky, but moored onto the ground. What? If the airship wasn't flying, then that means... Holy crap, was I right? The propellers weren't turning. I think I was right. In which case... Mr. Sprocket could have gotten to the Vista deck along the outside wall. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket? I don't remember. Ow, he stabbed himself with his pencil. That's gonna leave a mark.
Objection!
Even if the propellers weren't turning, it would have been far too risky to go that way. But Mr. Edgeworth, you're forgetting about the power of love. Again. Yes, the amazing power of love. Not this again. Very well. For the sake of argument, let's assume this so-called power of love made it possible for the Mr. Sprocket to move along the outside wall of the airship. Can you prove that the airship was tied to the ground as you claim, Mr. Wright? Well, you know how I said a while ago that I think the pterodactyl that Larry saw was a kite? Maybe that. I don't know. Well, I don't have any evidence that proves where the airship was at the time. You can prove it, can't you? Ugh. Maya, can you think of anything we can use to prove it? Can't say I can. Oh, wait. Didn't somebody see something outside a window at the time of the crime? Oh my God, am I right? I think I remember someone saying this much. Well then, I do have a piece of evidence that'll, okay. Well, what are you waiting for? This piece of evidence shows what was outside the airship at the time of the crime. Wait, where'd it go? Oh my God. Okay, what is happening? Oh, there it is.
Take that!
This piece of evidence shows what was outside the airship at the time of the murder. What kind of lousy drawing is that? It's the kind made by a storybook artist. It's a drawing made by Larry Butts. What can you prove of that poor attempt at artistry? Larry made this drawing before he switched the lanterns. So it must have been right around when the murder was being committed. Now, if I could direct the court's attention here. Is that a pterodactyl? Does that mean that the airship actually went back in time to the Cretaceous period?
Objection!
We've already proven that time travel is nothing more than a gimmick. Did we not? We did. And I have no intention of bringing up that argument again. But this drawing shows us an important piece of information. It shows us that the airship was actually moored on the ground. And what makes you so sure? Oh, that's easy. All you have to do is consider who made this drawing. Larry. That's right, it was Mr. Butts, and we both know what he's like. He must have seen something else and mistaken it for a pterodactyl. I can't argue with you there. Golly, wait just one doggone second here. What kind of moron do you guys take me for? It's all with my own eyes. A pterodactyl flew right by my window, I tell you. I have the sharp eyes of an artist, don't you believe me? No. Nick! Nope. Some friends you guys are. What about the judge? You believe me, right, Your Honor? I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you need to leave this courtroom, bailiff, if you would. Come on, buddy, let's go. What doesn't anybody believe me? Because you're incredibly unreliable. Don't take it personally, Larry. I know you're just being, well, you. Now then, you're saying that what Mr. Butts really saw bears some relation to what was outside the airship at the time of the murder. Yes, Your Honor. At least I think it does. What this pterodactyl really is will prove the airship was anchored at the mooring dock. It better anyway. If it doesn't, my whole argument is a bust. If you're that confident about it, then please go ahead and tell us what it really was. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, what do we got? Think, Phoenix. What could that pterodactyl actually have been? Oh my God. All right, that got broken somehow. Oh my God. I don't know. What is that? I was hoping for a kite. Tennis, dog, this thing. I mean, could it, Now, he would have been down here, right? Because this is all empty, well, air bladders and stuff. Damn it. This is annoying. Also, this doesn't look anything like the layout. There's no vista deck for one thing. It's all way too small. Ah!
Take that!
That's what the pterodactyl really was? Yes. Don't you see it, Your Honor? No, quite frankly, I don't. Yeah. Sorry, Nick. I'm afraid I don't see it either. Yes, you're unanimous then. None of us understand what it is you're driving at, Mr. Wright. In that case, I assume we're all in agreement regarding the penalty for such a blunder. Sorry, everyone. I'd better take a really good look before I answer again. Think, Phoenix. What could that pterodactyl have actually been? Well, all right. In the absence of anything else, just the fact... Oh, my God. Do you see it? Do you see the shape there? Okay. I guess this bit got blown up into the air.
Take that!
Please take a good look at this sign. At the sign? It appears to have been broken and then repaired. But what does this sign have to do with the pterodactyl? Please focus on this part of the sign. The part that broke off and got reattached, what about it? How about if we turn it like this? Oh, that shape! It's the pterodactyl in the drawing. What Mr. Butts actually saw was this chunk as it was being thrown through the air by the wind. What? Yep. On the day of the murder, there were some heavy winds in the area of the mooring dock. But it's hard to imagine that this sign would make it up as high as an airship would fly. That means the flying chapel must have been anchored at the mooring dock that night. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket?
Objection!
Well, that's more than enough of this power of love nonsense, you pop culture junkie. Present all the proof you want, but your argument is based far too much in conjecture. Why don't we return to reality now? What do you mean, too much conjecture? Even if the airship wasn't flying, that alone doesn't prove the witness went along the wall. True, even now it's no more than a possibility. Then how do you propose Mr. Sprocket got to the Vista deck, Mr. Edgeworth? I noticed something as we went over the evidence. Please take a look at this old entry record. What about it? I don't see Mr. Sprocket listed on here anywhere. Don't you remember? In yesterday's session, we had a very similar kind of argument. Did we? Honestly, Mr. Wright, are you going senile already? We talked about Larry Butts using the defendant's key card to enter the hold. Oh. Yeah, we did talk about that, didn't we? In other words, even if a person's name isn't on their injury record, it's still possible for that person to have entered by using someone else's card. Ah! Mr. Sprocket, you entered the hold with Mr. Nickety, didn't you? I did. What? Why didn't you tell us that in the first place? Pierce is indispensable. I didn't want to mention him unnecessarily and risk having him wrongly accused. I couldn't do it without him.
Mr. Sprocket, I ask that you testify in greater detail about your movements that night.
So all of that with the freaking... all of that was for nothing? Witness testimony. The truth. The truth is, I went to the Vista deck with Pierce. That's why my name doesn't appear on the hold entry record. I was badly injured from being stabbed, but I was frantic. By the time we reached the scene, it was all over.
Well, this doesn't help me one bit. Mr. Sprocket, you've concealed information from us time and time again. Who do you think you are treating this court of law with such irreverence? That being said, I do appreciate the testimony you gave just now. Thanks to you, we now know why your name doesn't appear on the entry record. Now, there are no more inconsistencies in the witness's testimony.
Ask Mr. Edgeworth for you eating never leaves so loosey and dangling. You okay, Nick?
Wouldn't exactly call this situation okay. Somehow I'll have to coax the information we need for an opening out of him. If I even can, that is.
Cross-examination, start. The truth is, I went to the Vista deck with Pierce.
Hold it!
You didn't mention this because you didn't want Mr. Nickety to fall under suspicion? Is that because he has something to hide?
I just didn't want the police to take up his time with all their questions, that's all. Neither the company nor the household would function smoothly without him.
I see. Now, sounds like Pierce is absolutely indispensable to the Sprockets. Anyway, getting back to your statement. When did you meet up with Mr. Nickety?
We met up on my way to the Vista deck. I think Pierce and some of my relatives were on another floor. But Pierce heard the commotion and came running to my aid.
He could hear the pandemonium all the way from another floor. Mr. Wright, would you like the current statement added to the witness's testimony?
Yes, please.
Very well.
Pierce heard the commotion and he came running.
Hold it!
Did Mr. Nickety come alone?
I believe some of his subordinates were with him, but I don't remember exactly how many.
You may say there were others, but seeing how they pulled that second reception off, can't completely trust anything he has to say either. I see, so you, Mr. Nickety, and a few others headed to the Vista deck. Is that right?
That's right. That's why my name doesn't appear on the hold entry record.
Hold it!
Your name doesn't appear on the hold entry record because you entered with Mr. Nickety using his keycard.
That's right.
So I guess the hold entry record doesn't matter as much as we thought. But now that Soren's saying he was in with Pierce and a few others, it's pretty tough to refute that statement. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Cat got your tongue? Did you finally realize there's no point in continuing this trial any longer? Of course not. Now wipe that smug look off your face. Mr. Sprocket, please continue with your testimony.
I was badly injured from being stabbed, but I was frantic. Oh, whoop. Gotta go back.
Hold it!
Speaking of your injury, how are you doing now?
The knife wound is deep and continues to throb with pain. Fortunately, my internal organs were spared. But one wrong move would have spelled the end for me there.
Even so, I've seen you up and about all over the place since the incident.
I'm only following my doctor's orders to perform some daily light exercises.
Mr. Wright, would you like Mr. Sprocket's statements added about his condition added to his testimony? Nothing it appears especially relevant to me.
Well, if it doesn't appear relevant to you, then maybe I should.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to have it added to the testimony. I see, very well.
The knife wound is quite deep and continues to throb with pain.
Well, it's not really a knife wound now, is it?
Hold it!
Your injury was really that deep?
Luckily, you missed my internal organs. Otherwise, I wouldn't be alive right now.
According to his doctor, his injury will take about 3 weeks to heal. There's no way someone with that kind of injury could have gone along the outside wall. Yeah. But he might have been able to with the burst of adrenaline brought on by the pain. Huh. Adrenaline, is that your answer for everything? No, it's love, you dumbass. In a court of law, the only thing that matters is evidence, not rampant speculation or love. At least admit it's scientific rampantness speculation.
May I continue?
Yes, of course.
By the time we reached the scene, it was all over.
Hold it!
So you still insist that you reached the Vista deck after the murder had occurred? Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Ellen must have killed him. There's no other explanation. I guess whether Pierce was with Soren or not doesn't change the outcome?
I guess not. In fact, more witnesses actually makes it worse for us. So another cover-up, huh?
That Soren has too many secrets. I bet he's still hiding other things too.
That's definitely a possibility. But in a situation like this, what we have to do is go back to the basics.
You mean go over the testimony and check for any lies or inconsistencies?
You got it.
All right, Nick, let's go for it.
Okay. So, we already know about the knife thing. That one's a little... Not entirely certain what to present for that, though. This, however, I know what to present.
Objection!
Mr. Sprocket, you just said your injury is a knife wound, didn't you? But the weapon you were stabbed with was this candelabra. A fact I know you're quite aware of.
Very well. This is what I heard directly from Master Soren himself. As you surmised, Master Soren was stabbed by Gloomsbury on the day of the murder. It happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple was in the reception hall when suddenly Gloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Soren went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Gloomsbury. That is when Master Soren was stabbed with the candelabra, he said.
Objection!
Oh my God, he doesn't remember what he got stabbed with. I was really hoping I was wrong about the amnesia thing. I can't imagine how horrible it would be to have that affliction. It must have been a simple memory slip that made him misspeak. It happens to everyone. It has nothing to do with the case. You must be pretty desperate to point out something so minute. Grr.
I have to agree, Mr. Wright. You hardly need to make such a big deal over such a small mistake. But I contend it's an important inconsistency. Besides, I couldn't find anything else. This is the only thing I have to go after.
And I say it's not important. Now, let's not waste any more time on this matter.
I agree. Everybody has a little memory lapse every now and then.
Hold it!
But, Your Honor, please let me explain. But can you really explain to this court what makes this slip so important?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. After all, it was Soren himself who told Pierce that he'd been stabbed by a candelabra. This is more than a simple memory slip. There has to be some kind of reason for it.
Well, Mr. Wright, please explain why the witness's slip of the tongue is so important.
The point to focus on here is why the witness would mistake the weapon used to stab him. Think carefully, Phoenix. This could very well change the course of the trial.
I see. So why did the witness make that mistake, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Sprocket identified the wrong weapon used against him because he doesn't remember the incident, let alone the weapon used against him. Not only that, but I believe Mr. Sprocket has some sort of memory disorder. Therefore, the defense contends that Mr. Sprocket's testimony thus far is invalid.
Objection!
Just because you can't find a flaw in his testimony, you want to throw it all out? Your baseless claim is nothing but pure slander of the witness's character.
Mr. Edgeworth is correct, Mr. Wright. Can you explain your grounds for making this claim?
Of course, Your Honor. Think of what Soren has said and how he behaved. That's where I believe I'll find a clue.
Very well, let's hear your argument then.
My grounds for claiming that Mr. Sprocket has a memory disorder is his notebook. The notebook he always has with him. I saw daily events and information about the people around him recorded in it.
Like a diary, perhaps?
No, Your Honor. It's much too detailed to be an ordinary diary. It's more on the order of a database, actually.
database, you say? That's right. For some reason, Mr. Sprocket is apparently unable to retain memories. That's why he writes every little detail of his life down in his notebook.
Objection!
How could you possibly know that for sure? He might just be an extremely compulsive person. I thought so too myself, at first. To be honest, we accidentally got a stain on that notebook yesterday.
You mean you got a stain on it?
Hey, you're the one who tried to grab it out of my...
Objection!
Never mind whose fault it was. Just get to the point already. Oh, right. Sorry. Mr. Sprocket. The page Ms. Fay got a stain on yesterday. That's the page with the details of your stabbing on it, isn't it?
No, I only write in this notebook because I'm very compulsive. And then now drop the subject already.
Sorry, but I'm not convinced. I noticed an odd fact about your notebook, Mr. Sprocket. On the earlier pages, you used it to write down invention ideas. But after a certain date, you started writing down a lot more and in much more detail. I believe your memory disorder stems from what happened on that date. Something so monumental it caused a memory disorder, Mr. Wright?
You don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, but I do know what I'm talking about. And this is the proof. This is the thing that caused Mr. Sprocket's memory disorder.
Take that!
You were involved in this car accident too, weren't you, Mr. Sprocket? And the shock of losing your beloved older sister is what caused you to develop your memory disorder.
Or it could have been a traumatic brain injury, Phoenix. My God, keep up.
Is this true, Mr. Sprocket? Well, is it?
Yeah.
Mr. Sprocket.
It's true. That accident did something to my mind.
What?
Ever since that day, every time I go to sleep, I lose my memories. And when I wake up, the most recent thing I can remember is the day I lost my sister. It's as if I'm constantly going back in time.
Oh, that's what he means by time travel will already exist. What? That's truly tragic. An inconsolable time traveler who goes back in time whenever he goes to sleep.
And besides, time travelers do exist, you know. But you wouldn't understand.
So that's what Soren meant. He was talking about himself.
The reactions of people around me each time I awoke made me aware of my condition. That's why I decided to write everything down in my notebook, so I can move forward.
So the only memories you have since that day are the ones written in that notebook.
That's right.
And since the page about your stabbing got stained, you couldn't read from it, could you? It's just one more thing I'd like you to clarify for me, Mr. Sprocket. Exactly what are your feelings towards the victim? Mr. Sprocket's feelings towards Tomas Gloomsbury? That's right, Your Honor. The witness said that every time he wakes up from sleep, his mind goes back to the day his sister died. Mr. Wright, you can't mean... Mr. Sprocket. Your pent-up feelings of anger and resentment towards Mr. Gloomsbury for the accident were renewed each and every time you woke, were they not? But you couldn't take it anymore, so you turned to murder. Isn't that right? What? Mr. Wright, are you saying that the witness murdered Mr. Gloomsbury for revenge? Well, Mr. Sprocket. Miss Wyatt.
Your Honor, I did it. I killed Mr. Gloomsbury.
No! What? There's that power of love nonsense again, Edgeworth. Miss White, what are you trying to do?
Don't tell me you're still thinking about going that route. Soren insists that he can't be found guilty. Take me instead.
Ellen, please, try and get a hold of yourself. I guess she really meant it.
My Soren didn't do anything wrong. I'm the one who should be convicted.
Are we to understand that you're confessing your guilt? No. Now, wait just a minute here. Oh, God damn it.
Ellen, why would you cover for me? After I testified that I thought you must have killed him. I'll admit, I couldn't believe my ears at first. But all I want is for you to be happy. Your happiness is my happiness, Soren. But without my notebook, I'd even forget those feelings of yours by tomorrow. Knowing that, do you still feel this way? You've loved me all this time, the same way you did before the accident. Oh! Okay, I was wondering about that. Okay, they fell in love before the accident. Okay. That's how I know that you're the same person I've always loved. No disorder can change that. Ellen. Your Honor, there are two things I'd like to correct.
2 corrections? What are they?
First of all, I want to withdraw one of my statements. That's right. Dumbass was killed by Ellen. Without memories to rely on, I took the police completely at their word.
You can't be serious.
So that means Soren never really doubted Ellen in the first place, did he, Nick?
Ellen really does love Soren with all her heart. But in order to save her, I'll still have to go after Soren. I hope you can forgive me, Ellen. And what is your other correction, Mr. Sprocket?
Please let it be something that lets me pin this on Dr. Pierce Nickety. The truth is, I never felt anger or resentment towards Dumbass about my sister.
Oh, really? What? Why not?
That's because the one who caused the car accident, oh my God, it wasn't you. Oh, it was. It was me.
Well, damn. Order in the court. Please continue, Mr. Sprocket.
I'm the one who killed my sister. To protect my career and my future, my father made Dumbass take the blame in exchange for money and the position of lead servant.
Well, damn.
That's why he kept him on. So you see, Dumbass must have held a grudge against me, not the other way around. and he must have attacked Ellen to get his revenge on me.
Are you sure about all this, Mr. Sprocket?
I'm very sure. It's all been written down in detail in my notebook.
That notebook is important evidence supplying background to this case. I must insist you submit it as evidence.
Well, damn. A lawyer said I had turned to murder, but that's just not true. However, it is true that my older sister and dumbass are both dead because of me and my negligence.
I just glanced through Mr. Sprocket's notebook. I wasn't able to read the part about when he was stabbed due to the bloodstain. But what's written here about his sister's car accident is exactly as he stated. Your Honor, as long as it matches what's written in that notebook, and we still take the witness's testimony as valid in spite of his memory disorder. Yes, I believe we can. I understand now that the witness's memory is in disarray. But if what Mr. Sprocket himself wrote in this notebook is true, then that means by the time Mr. Sprocket's party reached the scene, the victim had already been killed. I was right, I'm still in the same bind as before. Should I really simply accept the contents of the notebook as a substitute for Soren's memory? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Will you accept Mr. Sprocket's notebook as an official representation of his memories? Will I accept Mr. Sprocket's notebook as an official representation of his memories? No. Wait a minute, Your Honor. The defense requests a chance to examine the notebook to see if it's trustworthy. Very well, but be quick about it. Thank you, Your Honor.
So, how should we examine it?
Well, you should look at it from all different angles to see if there's anything suspicious.
Oh, this. Oh, my.
There's no point if I don't look at what's inside. I have to open it. With your permission, Soren, here I go. Yikes! Oh, it's just the page Maya got all stained. But I guess it's not going to be very helpful at this moment. I'll keep going. Oh. Okay, this is the last page where there's writing. Something about this page doesn't sit right with me. Better take a closer look. Huh? The page has been torn out. And it looks like there was something written on it. It looks like a page has been torn out here. Mr. Sprocket, do you know what was written on it?
Oh, that? I often tear out a page when I write somebody a note. I probably wrote something down for the somebody, tore it out, and gave it to them. Yes, this is the thing he does a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all set then.
Objection!
Wait a minute. Can't ignore the possibility that something important was written on that page. But now that the page has been torn out, how can we determine what was written there? Well, let's see. To find out what was written in the notebook, we should
use fingerprint powder. Oh, God. I have to do this.
If we use fingerprint powder on the notebook, we might be able to see what was written. Fingerprint powder? How would that help us find out what's written there? Well, if the writing left indentations on the blank page behind it, fingerprint powder can make those small indentations visible to the naked eye. Oh, stop. Fingerprint powder would only sully the notebook further. Mr. Wright, if you use the powder and still don't find anything, then you must accept the notebook as a representation of the witness's memories. All right, Your Honor. I understand. If I don't find anything, it's all over anyway. Powder, don't fail me now. I will now use fingerprint powder on the blank page to find out if we can find out what's written on the torn out page. First I'll, yeah, yeah, oh my god, I hate this game. Minigame, I mean. There's no reason to do this game. There's nothing to find. What, I mean... There's no skill involved in finding whatever's here. All right, need deck. All right. Dumbass took Ellen to the Vista deck. I struck and killed Dumbass. Wait, how do I do? LB. It says I struck and killed Dumbass. The Siege! I struck and killed Dumbass. That's what was written on the torn out page. What? It can't be.
No, you don't believe it. There has to be some kind of mistake. Soren would never, could never.
Oh, she's, oh. Miss Wyatt! Bailiff, please get the defendant to the infirmary at once. Ah! Apparently, the defendant got too worked up. She's resting in the infirmary as we speak. Now then, please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. This notebook is all Mr. Sprocket has to remember things by. With this critical page torn out, not even Mr. Sprocket himself knew the truth of what he'd done.
I'm the one who killed Dumbass? So it wasn't Ellen. Oh, thank goodness.
Mr. Sprocket, does this mean you were at the crime scene during the murder after all?
I guess I must have been. Oh, I hate this. I don't think it was him.
But Mr. Sprocket, can we really believe what's written in this notebook?
Nobody touches this notebook but me. And when I sleep, it's under lock and key. I don't remember writing that I killed Dumbass, but I guess I must have.
Well, now that we have a confession, I'm afraid I must render my verdict. Of all the...
Yes, Your Honor, please give your ruling now while Ellen is asleep. I want the woman I love to be set free as soon as possible. Soren really does love Ellen after all, doesn't he?
Yeah. So this is how it ends. Is that how it really went down? Is there really no way for them both to be happy?
There's one.
I don't know how to prove it, though. I know we should consider everything written in the notebook to be the truth, but still.
I myself wrote the crime in my notebook. No further proof is necessary.
Soren himself wrote it in his notebook? Wait a minute. Very well. I will now give my verdict. Ellen's about to be found not guilty, and Soren will be convicted for the crime instead. And yet, am I really ready for the judge to give his ruling now? No, not when there's still one more avenue left to explore. This court finds the defendant. I want a handwriting analysis. Your Honor, there's still something that bothers me about that notebook. Oh, is there? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? All you have to do is keep quiet, and your client's a free woman. But not a happy one. I know, but I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. Not quite sure yet, but I think there still might be a way. A way for Ellen and Soren to both be happy. What do you mean by more than meets the eye, Mr. Wright? I believe the question here, Your Honor, should be, why was the incriminating page torn out in the first place? Why, to destroy the evidence, I would imagine. But removing it from the notebook is the same as removing it from Mr. Sprocket's memory, which means he wouldn't have been able to trick the police if he came under suspicion. No. If he wanted to cover up his crime, he would have to remember that he had done it. Just what are you getting at with this line of inquiry, Mr. Wright? Yes, please explain it so that we can all understand. Yes, Your Honor. The page was torn out of the notebook because somebody else tore it out. The incriminating page was torn out by somebody else. What? Oh, only one other person has had access to that book. Order! Order! Are you claiming a third person interfered with the notebook? It's not all that surprising if you consider that is what's happened up until now. After both the car accident and the murder of dumbass Bloomsbury, there was always a cover-up not far behind. But I have my notebook with me at all times. Did you? Because I remember you were in a panic yesterday because you couldn't find it. That's true. So who orchestrated this particular cover-up, Mr. Wright? If we think back over the course of the trial, it's pretty easy to guess. The one who may have had tried to tamper with Soren's memories is...
Take that!
The one who tampered with the notebook in order to manipulate Mr. Sprocket's memory is Pierce Nickety. Pierce? Pierce tried to tamper with my memories? Pierce was manipulating me? Case in point, the two receptions that were held to cover up the murder. It was Mr. Nickety who directed the guest and orchestrated the entire scheme. No, it can't be. Which of my memories are mine and which have been rewritten? When did he start rewriting my memories? Who wrote this, and this, and this? And this, and this, and this, and this? Ah! Oh, he's gonna pop. What? He literally took off. Ah! What? Look, Nick, he's coming back down. My memories, Ellen? Oh, dear. Mr. Sprocket! Bailiff, please get Mr. Sprocket to the infirmary on the double. Mr. Sprocket has been taken to the infirmary. We don't have to worry about him running away, so let us resume where we left off. Your Honor, The defense would like to call Pierce Nickety to the stand.
Objection!
We already know he carried out the cover-up to protect the company and Mr. Sprocket. What more do you want from him? This time is different. The notebook, or rather, Mr. Sprocket's memories, have been tampered with. That means the only person who knows the whole truth is now Mr. Nickety. Don't tell me. Are you actually trying to drum up a third suspect in order to exonerate the defendant and her groom? I'm not drumming up anything, nor do I have the grounds to accuse him of anything. Yet. All I know is that Mr. Nickety is the only one who knows the truth. And I think he's still hiding something we don't know about yet. Huh. No grounds yet, is it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution consent to calling the witness to the stand? It does, Your Honor. However, I would like a little time to talk with the witness before we do. Very well. We will break for a 20-minute recess.
Oh. To be continued in the next episode. To the outro. Well, the obvious red herring turned out to be the killer after all. And I was right about the amnesia, but I think the game is going to make it a psychological disorder rather than a physical one, which leaves the door open to recovery. So now we just have to lay a trap for Nickety to incriminate himself because we have precious little evidence to pin this on him. Myself, I'm hoping for one of those fade to black handwriting analyses that will prove he's been tampering with Soren's memory, specifically the one about him killing Dumbass. We're in the final stretch now. Phoenix Wright's final trial. Anywho, up here's a playlist of my Persona 5 Royal playthrough, and down here's a video that YouTube recommends. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!